Hey everybody, this is Miss Dorn back with another video. Today, really quick video. This is Module 6, Lesson 11, and then this particular video helps out with the exit ticket, okay? All right, get your papers, get your materials, and let's go. Let's look at the first problem here. It says complete the tables for the given rule, okay? And I'm going to try to make it a little bit bigger. Very good. Let's grab a pen. All right, the first rule says triple the x. What does that mean, triple, when you're talking about math? Triple the x. Triple means times 3. So it's telling us that triple the x is the rule. We need to multiply x times 3. And that looks like a little bit of an understanding for fifth graders, but sometimes fifth graders, you'll see x times 3 look like this. Okay, or you'll see 3x, which is also x times 3. Okay, so let's begin. Don't forget the rule is x times 3. So when x is 0, if we're following the same rule, x times 3, place the x with a 0 and then multiply that by 3. What is 0 times 3? Okay, I hope you said 0 and not 3. Anything times 0 equals 0. So the first coordinate pair would be 0, 0. Very good. Let's move on to the next coordinate pair, or go to the next value for y. All right, so when x is 1, what is the value for y? Don't forget that we still have to follow this rule, okay? So x is 1 times 3 is the rule. 1 times 3 equals 3. Good job. And let's write our coordinate pair. Open parentheses, x is first, 1, separated by a comma, 3, close parentheses. Let's move on. When x is 2, what is this relationship to y? So x is 2, 2 times 3 is the rule. 2 times 3 equals 6. Very good. And our coordinate pair is 2, 6. And then when x is 3, what is the relationship to y? So 3 times 3 equals 9. Very good. And our coordinate pair here is 3, 9. And I want to go ahead and finish the other grids before we start to plot. Okay. So here, let's look here. All right. Here we have a rule of triple x and then add 1. Triple the x and then add 1. Okay. So I'll write it out for us. And Ms. Dorn's going to choose green. So triple x, we already understand that triple x means times 3. So we'll do x times 3. And then after that, we have to add 1. Don't forget the rule. X times 3. And then after that, we'll add 1. Okay? Very good. All right, let's get back to it. All right, so when x is 0, which really means 0 times 3 plus 1. What is 0 times 3? 0. Very good. 0 plus 1 equals 1. Very good. And don't forget to write your coordinate pair. This one is 0, 1. We can move on. When x is 1, what is y? What is the relationship between x and y? So let's see. 1 times 3 equals 3. Very good. Plus 1 equals 4. Very good. And we're going to plot our coordinate pairs here. We'll write them here and plot them on our graph. Next one is 2. 2 times 3 equals 6. Very good. 6 plus 1 equals 7. So our coordinate pair here is 2, 7. And then last one here, 3. When x is 3, 3 times 3 equals 9. Very good. And 9 plus 1 equals 10. So the coordinate pair here would be 3, 10. All right, buddies, let's get ready to plot. I want to go in and plot line L first. Let's look at the first coordinate pair, 0, 0. Okay, so we know that there's 0 on the x-axis, 0 on the y-axis. That first plot is here. Let's look at the next one, 1, 3, 1, 3. 1 is first, so that means that belongs on the x-axis. So we move over to 1 on the x-axis and up to 3 on the y-axis. Our coordinate pair goes there. Our plot goes there. Okay. And I'll plot it here. You all should be doing the same. It should be help after you have tried. Okay. All right, and I hope it's helpful for the world, you all, not just my students, anybody who needs help with this. I know a lot of people use Engage New York. So share the video, parents, teachers, students, cousins, aunties, whoever is helping with the math. All right, let's continue. The next coordinate pair, 2, 6. Okay, so we go over to 2 on the x-axis and up to 6 on the y-axis. And the coordinate pair goes there. We will plot there. Next one, 3, 9. Which means that we go over to 3 on the x-axis and up to 9 on the y-axis, which we'll put our coordinate pair here. Let me grab a pen. That helps. All right, next thing when you do, they gave it the name line L, which means I have to draw a line and connect all the dots, do the best you can. And then we label our line. You can write line L, or you can put an L with a line segment on top. Either one, both are math language. All right, buddies, let's move on. Next one. We're going to construct line M on our coordinate grid, okay? The first coordinate pair for line M is 0, 1, which means 0 on the x-axis, which is here, and then up to 1 on the y-axis, which is there. And Ms. Durham will put her plot here for my coordinate pair. All right, next one, 1, 4. Okay, that means 1 on the x-axis and up to 4 on the y-axis. Oh boy, are these lines close together. Okay, buddies, 1 second here. There we go. Okay, and then the next one, the coordinate pair is 2, 7. So I'll switch pins here. We go over to the 2 on the x-axis and up to 7, which is down here in between 6 and 8 on the y-axis. So I'll grab a pen and plot here. Last one here, 3, 10. 3, 10, so we go over to 3 on the x-axis and up to 10 on the y-axis. And I'll plot there. All right, this line also has a name, so we're going to connect our plots, and we'll name this line M. I'll put an M with a line segment on top. Very good. All right, let's move on. A says draw each line on the coordinate plane, which we've already done. And then B says compare and contrast. So here I'll put compare. Ms. Durham's writing with her finger, so contrast. Sometimes it picks up the stroke and sometimes not. So what does compare and contrast mean? Okay, we've worked on compare and contrast in reading, and it kind of means the same thing in math. When you're working on compare and contrast in reading, compare means to identify the things that are alike in a situation, and contrast means to identify things that are different. So if you said that, very good. If you didn't, just remember compare means things that are like, okay, comparing things. You can compare yourself to your brother or your sister if you like, things that you all have in common, your features. You may have the same nose, the same eye shape, and then you can contrast between yourself and your sister or brother, things that you all have different. One may have on blue shoes and the other one may have on red shoes. So let's compare and contrast line L to line M. Okay, what do you see that are very similar? Things that are alike between these two lines. Line green and line blue. All right, I see that they're both diagonal lines. I'll put that down for a comparing point, diagonal lines. Anything else that is like between these points? They both have a 0 coordinate for x. Okay, anything else? Okay, and it looks like our coordinate pairs are very similar on the x-axis. Let me show you. So here on the x-axis, they grow in progression from 0 to 1 to 2 and then 3. And then for line M on the x-axis, the same thing. They grow in progression from 0 to 1 to 2 and 3. So here, I'll say same x coordinates. I'm trying to find some room, people. Find some room, people. Same x coordinates. What's different between lines L and line M? Well, they have different y coordinates. Very good. Oh, they both don't start at the origin. So I'll just say line M doesn't start at the origin. Okay. Anything else that you notice that could be a contrasting point? And then we know simple things like they have a different name, things like that. Okay, it's easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay, let's go to number 2. It says circle the point that the line for the rule multiply x by 1/3 and then add 1 would contain. Let me write the rule because that helps. Okay, so we're multiplying x multiplied by 1/3 and then we add 1. Okay, and then sometimes you all will see it like this: 1/3 x, okay, plus 1. All right, I want to show you a different way just in case you saw that. It means the same thing. Okay. All right, let's get started. They want to know, following that particular rule, which one of those, okay, would be contained on that line. All right, so let's see which one is correct, basically. So when x is 0, is y really 1/2? So let's multiply to find out. So our rule is x, which is 0 here, times 1/3 plus 1. 0 times 1/3 equals 0, correct? Plus 1, 0 plus 1 equals 1. So when x is 0, y should be 1. Is y 1 in this particular coordinate pair? No, so it does not. That one does not follow the rule. Does not. Let me erase and give her some space, okay? And I'm going to cross this off. Now let's go to the next one, okay? When x is 1, is y 1 1/3? So let's fill in 1 for x times 1/3 plus 1. Okay, so 1 times 1/3, we know 1/1 times 1/3. 1 times 1 is 1, and then 1 times 3 equals 3. 1/3 plus 1 equals 1 1/3. Is that what they have here for y? Yes. Very good. So we know that this one would be correct to sit on the line for this particular rule. Okay. Now let Miss Stormy erase and give us some room. That is my dog scratching on the floor. Okay. Here we go. All right. Let's go to the next one. When x is 2, y should be 1 2/3. So let's calculate to find out. So we're going to replace x with 2 times 1/3 plus 1. So you know you put the 2 over the 1. Numerator times numerator. 2 times 1 equals 2. 1 times 3 equals 3. That's 2/3 plus 1 equals 1 2/3. Is that what they have here? Yes. So we know that that is one correct coordinate pair for that particular rule. Let's go to the last one, buddies. We're almost done, almost finished. Itadakimasu. Okay, so 3, when x is 3. So let's write it in. 3 times 1/3. Okay. All right, plus 1. 3 times 1/3. 3 times 1 is 3. 1 times 3 equals 3. That equals 1 plus 1. Anytime you have the numerator, it's the same number as the denominator, it equals 1. So I'm going to cross that off and place a 1. So 1 plus 1 equals 2. Is that what they have here? So we know that this one is wrong. So these are the only 2 coordinate pairs that would fit on that line. All right, buddies, I hope this helped out. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. And Send it to somebody if you think that it would help. All right. I'll try to make more videos like these and help as many people as we can. And you all can contact me if you need help, or you need me to explain anything, or even if you caught a mistake that I made and I need to go back and fix it, let me know that too. All right. I love everybody. Have a good one.